Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new review video. Today we'll be talking about the PlayStation 4 controller, also known as the DualShock 4. The PlayStation controller has always had flack about it from the 360 controller or the Xbox controller. The Xbox controller was not great, but it was better than the DualShock. But the 360 controller, which we have unfortunately a wired version right over here. Let's take that out. Yeah, this is the one, the 360 version. I believe, just look at it. It is beautiful. This controller is beautiful. It fits really well in your arms and in your hands rather, and it feels really sturdy as well. And it's a wired one, but still I use it for my PC, and I still use it for my PC. It feels really great. This is the best controller I have ever played with until, let me just rectify that statement, until I got my hands around this baby, the DualShock 4. I believe DualShock 4 is a better controller than 360. That's right, I'm gonna face a lot of flack for this as well, but I believe it does a great job of really giving you all the controls that you need in a really good snug fit. It fits better than the 360. That's my honest opinion, but it's for my hands. It's not for everybody. I don't know what other people have to say about it. I would like to hear about it in the comments section, but that's my honest opinion. So, having talked about the good fit that the PlayStation 4 DualShock 4 controller offers, let's have a look at actually how this particular controller is laid out. As you can see, the stubs over here are much more rounded. You remember the shape which was really straight, but as you can see, there are curves on this now. And what these curves do is they give you a lot of grip in your palm. They fit really well in your palm, and that's how I hold my controller. So it fits really well in my palm, and that is something that gives you an advantage when you're holding this controller. Another thing that I really liked about it is the back panel has this texture. I don't know whether the camera will pick it up, but there's this texture which is really granular texture that is throughout the back panel. Throughout, they have not spared any inch on the back panel. It is throughout, and it feels really, it's not smooth, so it feels really grippy. It offers a lot of grip, and that is important because when you hold the controller, your hands usually are gripping it like this or something like this even, and you want that grip because you're doing a lot of stuff here. Then this grip really feels sturdy in your hands, and it gives you a lot of grip. That means that you are holding the controller even more firmly thanks to that grip. So I really liked this beautiful pattern that is there, which is offering a lot of grip to me. Now, as you might have noticed, as I turned it around, there's this big lamp kind of thing over here. There's light, and when you press the PlayStation button, it starts to give out some kind of signal to its alien technology. Well, this is something that it uses to communicate with the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 camera. I don't have the PS4 camera, so I cannot show you what cool things this particular light can help us achieve in the PlayStation Playroom, but still, it has some sort of function. When you're gaming, actually, it does not matter because you cannot see it, so it's way over here, so you're not gonna see it anyway, so it's something that it's not gonna matter. Well, the major change that you can see immediately in this particular controller is the trackpad functionality which they have added. I believe this is going to be fantastic. It's a clickable trackpad, so you can click on it as well. Right now, I think Killzone is taking good advantage with having shortcut commands based on swipes and all kinds of things. So this trackpad is going to be a really important thing in the future because future games really can take good advantage of having a trackpad right onto your controller, and it's not hard to reach. As you can see, when you're playing, you have your buttons over here and your analog sticks over here, but you have this trackpad here which is fairly easily reachable. I believe you can reach it fairly easily. As you can see, you can reach it easily. Yeah, that's simple. The most biggest change after the trackpad is the share button that you get right over here. I don't know whether the camera will be able to pick up what is written, but I think yeah, I guess you can see it. It's a little blurred out because of the focus, but you can see there's a share button right over there, and what you can do with this share button is just click on it whenever you're playing, and there is a functionality where the PlayStation is auto recording whatever you're doing, whatever you're playing, and your gameplay you can share instantly on the internet, on Facebook, or even using Twitch or Ustream. So that's a really cool functionality that they have inbuilt into the into the controller itself. I don't like the position of it. I mean, it's a little off-putting because the options button and the share button are really awkwardly positioned. I would have preferred to have them somewhere here, or I don't know, somewhere else, not here. It's a little odd. It looks odd as well, but still, it's a great functionality to have. And the other button that I talked about is the options button. It has a multi-purpose button, I say. It's a start, stop, and whatever. It's the options button. It's the go-to key, like the Xbox button. Okay, so as you can see, the ergonomics of it is really well. The grip that it provides is really good. As you can see, the shape is also really good, and we have talked about these buttons as well with the trackpad. Now let's get on to the stuff you're going to be using the most, the analog sticks and these buttons. Well, number one, I have to say it's a huge upgrade from the DualShock 3, because these buttons really feel solid. They feel solid, they feel firm, and they have a really good give. I mean, they're not hard to push, but they really resist really well. So it's a good press, and these are going to be used a lot, especially the X button. X button is going to be abused a lot, so it's really good that they've made it really solid. It does not feel cheap or anything like that. Now let's talk about these analog sticks. The only complaint that's not a complaint, it's something that all PlayStation users will be facing after using an Xbox 360 controller, is the position of the left analog, or rather the right analog stick, if either way. As you can see, let me get this 360 controller over here. You see, this feels better. For me, this left analog being here and the right analog being here feels better. For me, this is a good combination to have my left analog, because my left thumb is going to be using this a lot, not as much as my right thumb, because these buttons are over here. So when you're playing games, it might get a little off-putting when you have to do this, because when you're playing games like a third-person shooter or something, your movement is going to be this. All your movement is going to be this. So people who have already used the 360 controller might find it if the left analog stick is placed over here, because this feels more natural than this. But it's a real little quirk, I would say. It's not something huge, but I believe something something that really can bother some people. So I'm glad I got it out of my system. Now let's talk about the triggers themselves. As you can see, the triggers they have a concave kind of shape now. They're no longer the button the trigger which was going to slip. It's not going to slip anymore, because it has a really beautiful curve to it, which really gives you a nice good curvature to hold on to. And as you can see, the resistance is really good. The resistance is not extremely bad. It provides good resistance, and it feels solid as well. The up triggers, that L1 and R1 buttons are also good. They're a little flexible. As you can see, they move around when you just tap on them like this. They move around, which tells me that they have been fitted like this because they're going to be abused as well, like the X button. So this helps it in a way that it provides good support, and the give is also good. And that's why I believe the triggers are really well shaped as well. And I like the fact that they're not very long, they're really short, so the movement that you need for your finger is really short. You don't have to do it right over here. You can do it in a very straight angle, so it feels much more comfortable doing it like that. So I believe they have made a huge improvement from the DualShock 3. The DualShock 4 is a 100% I would say growth in the right direction for the PlayStation people and the PlayStation console itself. So I believe that the PlayStation has gone in the right direction when they have made this particular DualShock 4 controller. The only thing that I have left out is this little speaker over here, because quite frankly I did not find it too useful as of now, but I believe it's okay. I believe it's going to be helpful in the future. It might add to the gaming experience, but right now I don't feel it's helping me out that much. And the standard mic, the good thing about PlayStation people or rather Sony, is that they have given us a 3.5 mm jack, 3.5 mm outlet rather, for the headphones. So you can plug in any kind of headphones. The micro USB is for charging, and I believe this is all there is to be talked about the DualShock 4. And I hope you liked what I had to say about it. And if you did like it, please subscribe, leave a comment if you have anything to add to it, or rather correct me. And thank you for watching. Have a great time.